Valley of Naran Kaghan. In Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtun khwa locale, in the upper Kaghan Valley, Naran is a decently estimated town. It is arranged 2,500 meters above ocean level and is perhaps of Pakistan's most staggering northern district. It is a well-known escape for guests and pioneers in light of the number of individuals that are attracted to it by its significance. Naran's environmental elements are very cold. The ice on the mountains never dissolves. In any event, during the longest stretches of June and July, the mountains are shrouded in snow. The stream Kunhar, which starts from the frigid masses of Kaghan and streams into Mansehra, is the best course to use to arrive at the Naran Valley. The native lingos in Naran Valley are Hindko and Gojri, yet everybody there talks and grasps Urdu. The outfit comprises of a shalwar kameez and long establishment shalwars. Nearly everybody is tall. A great many people were somewhere in the range of 5'8" and 5'9" in level. I found the occupants of Naran Valley, who are essentially Gujars, to be exceptionally liberal and lovely. They put forth exquisite attempts to invite the guests and treat them as dear companions. Their primary wellspring of income comes from travelers, and their positions incorporate adjoining companies, rest house directors, retailers, bistro workers, jeep drivers, some of whom likewise develop harvests, and some of whom are shepherds. Regardless, their whole fortune is most certainly amassed in the spring and late spring in light of the fact that the land is totally shrouded in snow all through the colder time of year, and they should move to Mansehra or another more smoking area. Along these lines, costs are somewhat higher close by. For example, the expense of a 100 rupee adaptable card is around 107 above. At any rate, considering that they just get this kind of pay sometimes, I believe it's all good. Most ladies who are housewives stay at home. I just found one government grade school where a portion of the local children went to for thought. There was no procedure for getting ready there nearby. Youngsters commonly help their dads, uncles, and different grown-ups as advancement guides and retailers. Dry, lavish food choices are the basics of the Naran Valley. One of the bits of workmanship you ought to buy are the innovatively cut pickens. Another important thing is the namdas, the woolen felt rugs, and you can likewise track down woolen wraps, folded over shrouds, and shirts similarly. You can get astonishing plans in these areas since there are bungalow organizations working there. In the stores at the significant market, hand-tailored things are catapulted. Naran likewise includes a little shopping center like Murray Outlet Street. All there are quick admittance to life's basics. The significant bazaar is open and has cell affiliations, adaptable shops, a cake cook, a convenience store, organizers, and even cosmetologists. It brags north of 100 unique sorts facilities, going from lavish lodgings of the greatest type to reasonable inns. There are different foundations that let guests stay in family-sized tents, called tent lodgings. The settlement is navigated by the Kunhar stream. On the stream's banks, there are a couple of facilities set up. The sound of water surging and crashing on the stones can be heard around evening time. A staggering rush is delivered by the sound. Individuals esteem fishing in streams during the day. A few people basically sit by the rivulet and hang their feet in the reviving water. You will encounter wooziness around evening time in the Naran Valley, since these tall mountains will keep daylight from arriving at the valley. 8 kilometers north of Naran is Saiful Maluk, which is coordinated. Saiful Maluk can be reached from Naran in 1960 minutes. A great deal of 44 jeeps might be seen on the edges of the city. From Naran Valley to Saiful Maluk, the pilgrims go in these jeeps. Since the street up there is truly terrible and there are crisp masses pretty high up, those jeeps and the nearby drivers can ship you up there. Individuals utilize such jeeps and visit Saiful Maluk near their loved ones. Certain individuals decide to face challenges while driving the jeep, particularly the youthful people who drive up to Saiful Maluk. Saiful Maluk additionally has foundations for eating and shopping. There, horseback riding is esteemed. A lake called Saiful Maluk is arranged in a scope of mountains that are completely covered with snow at that season. Malika Parbat, one of the prominent mountains, is arranged to one side of the jail. Saiful Maluk was offered its name to pay tribute to a gallant story. It tells the story of the Persia's best, who at the lake created energetic affections for a pixie princess. As a result of the lake's superbness, many recognize that sprites drop to the lake during full moons. Blue in variety and extremely clear, the water is. It is excessively temperamental for anybody to remain on for longer than 30 seconds. Ansu is an enormous, tear-mold lake that is coordinated close to Malika Parbat. Through a 11-kilometer track that starts in Saiful Maluk, you can arrive. Notwithstanding changing weather conditions toward the start and end of the time, the lake stays open from early May until late December. Previously, Lalzar was eminent for its radiant wild blossoms and peaceful pine timberlands. Despite the way that potato improvement and different crops diminished its standard wonder, Malika Parbanat's extravagant dells merit a visit due to their dazzling perspective. Lalzar might be arrived at by a troublesome jeep street that requires an hour to finish, beginning from Battakundi. Certain individuals would prefer to go than utilize a jeep. One remarkable, unassuming visit that leaves from Lake Saif-ul Maluk and goes through dazzling Hans Gully closes at Lalzar. One thing that irritates me about that area is that our more experienced residents let us that know if we think back 20 to 30 years, this area was in its unique commonplace plan and it was eminent. Any area that has not yet been found by people is still in its commonly anticipated structure. Individuals leave rubbish out of control since they couldn't care less. Along the fringe of the business locale, there were toss-outs of different items. Pollution has been achieved by traffic-related dust. Wrappers and other stuff are tossed into the lake at Saif-ul Maluk. Risk-taking choices ought to be made by a body, and these activities ought to be controlled.